Okay. Don't know why YouTube's saying bad quality right now. Hopefully that gets sorted out. But hello subscribers and non-subscribers, and welcome back to Let's Play Stellaris MegaCorp. I don't understand why YouTube is having issues. It's complaining about bad stream. Hopefully it gets sorted out. Nonetheless, so sorry we're starting a little bit late. Had some things I needed to take care of in another game. But now that that's all done, we can go ahead and get started. So, did we finish researching destroyers, or are we almost done? We're about halfway there, give or take. Okay, yeah, okay, is it just being very slow? I don't know what the deal is there. YouTube, you're such crap sometimes. Well, hopefully YouTube's just complaining about the stream being bad, and it isn't actually bad. It's just YouTube being crap. Nonetheless, okay, so we are in a position, if we wanted to go and take over this hive mind to our north. Assuming we can ensure in some way that the Syndicate doesn't decide to take advantage of our fleet being busy up north and proceed to declare war on us. Honestly, we're playing this on normal AI aggressiveness, and the AI there typically isn't very aggressive. I don't think I've ever really had the AI declare war on me on normal AI aggressiveness. So, I mean, we could probably go to war with that hive mind, and the Syndicate wouldn't decide to declare war on us, despite the fact that it would be a smart idea, all things considered. Because I certainly would if I was the Syndicate. But honestly, taking over hive minds isn't really worth it. I get a whole bunch of pops that are completely unproductive, and I have to wait for them to get purged. So that takes forever. So yeah, we're not gonna plan, I think, to really go to war with the hive mind to our north anytime soon, because they're just not an ideal target. I would just get a number of worlds here that are probably very poorly developed, because the AI isn't the greatest when it comes to developing its planets. So yeah, we're just gonna continue being at peace for now, research destroyers. Hopefully once we have those, we'll be in a position to go to war with the Syndicate and kick them out. Where are you going? Did somebody send you to go? I think somebody sent these marauders to go and attack the Syndicate. Okay, this might open up a potential war against the Syndicate, depending on if these guys get stuck or not.
Construction finalized. Anomalous readings detected. System resources analyzed. Construction finalized. Evading hostiles. Construction finalized. Anomalous readings detected. System resources analyzed. Construction finalized. Evading hostiles. Construction finalized. Construction complete. Our research has progressed. System resources analyzed. Construction finalized. Construction complete. Evading hostiles. System resources analyzed. Construction complete. Evading hostiles. System resources analyzed. Evading hostiles. System resources analyzed. Together we will build a brighter future. Construction complete. Construction complete. Construction finalized. Construction finalized. Construction finalized. Construction complete. Construction complete. Construction complete. Construction complete. Construction finalized.
Verdadero meniscos.
Construction finalized. Construction finalized. Construction finalized.
Ausarbeiten. Hasne, Przepraszam, Fue pero era.
Launcher intelligent.
Hasne, sale.
Transmission incoming.
Yes,
Discourse
yes.
anticipated. Construction finalized.
Impostiert.
Construction finalized. Construction finalized. Construction finalized. Starbase under assault. System resources analyzed. Enemy station engaged. System resources analyzed. Construction finalized. Construction finalized. Construction complete. Together we will build a brighter future. Ships upgraded. Hostile reactionaries engaged. Construction complete. System resources analyzed. Construction complete. Construction complete.
Okay, there we go. Now I can finally unmute my mic. Okay.
Construction complete.
Okay, so this was basically muted for pretty much the entire fucking stream. We'll go a bit longer than what I originally had planned to do as a result. So, we are gearing up for war against the syndicate down here. They got hit by these marauders earlier, so their fleet's a little bit on the weaker side compared to where it probably would have been otherwise. I just need to build up a second fleet. Just to make sure that I have the firepower necessary to take over their stuff. So second fleet's just going to be in a combat fleet. It's not going to have any transports following it. At least not for now. Eventually it will. I tend to give all my fleets a transport fleet to follow behind them. God, we really need better engines. Both hyperdrives and just impulse engines. Okay, who's complaining about being unemployed now? Specialists. Ah, yes, because I destroyed the precinct house because I didn't need it anymore. So now I'm going to be stuck with 2 unemployed specialists that will do nothing except generate a little bit of unity because of our living standards. It's really not a whole lot. I'd rather than be doing something else. But of course, Paradox decided that it should take, what is it? I believe it's 10 years. By default, for specialists to drop down to workers. And one of these Harmony ones decreases it by 50%. Bringing it down to, I believe, 5 years. I believe that's what it is. I could be remembering incorrectly, though. Do I want to build a research lab here? Not really. I think we kind of need another civilian industry. Though Stronghold doesn't hurt either because it gets a little bit extra naval capacity, but of course I could just, actually upgrade a starport or an outpost to a starport and build anchorages. So I don't think we'll be going to war with these guys in this part. It'll probably be the next one. And actually, one thing I want to go ahead and mention is that this series is being moved to a live streamed series rather than a recorded series. As a result, that's starting January 22nd. School starts up again for me. Well, college starts up again for me. And as a result, because of my schedule, the only days of the week that I can record are Mondays and Fridays. It's not really enough time to record 2 parts for this series, 2 parts of Crusader Kings 2 and 1 part of Star Trek Online every week. As a result, I've decided this series is probably the best series to move to being live streamed. So, yeah, like I said, this series is going to be live streamed going forward. Now, if only we could get some good techs. Okay, we still got about 4 years on that. You should be able to get up there in time. Yeah.
Ships upgraded.
Wonderful. Yeah, you know what? I typically don't build civilian industries on agricultural worlds, but in this case, yeah, we're gonna have to do it. We need it. And we did get a response for the Google form that I have linked down in the description. The one person so far, at least, that has filled it out has requested to be a governor. So we will need a new governor once we finish colonizing this system, because it's more than 2 jumps away from Earth in this case. But let me check. Did they... I think they did. They did select a preferred gender. So, I mean, generally speaking, I'm still going to select the governor that I like best. So, we'll see when they end up getting in here. But it will happen eventually. See, not a big fan of you making a defensive pact with these guys,
Resources analyzed.
because me and them aren't on the best of terms. I prefer if you didn't make non-aggression or defensive pacts with people that I'm not on good terms with, especially if you want me to still be on good terms with you. And they proceed to break it. So, clearly the Japanese dwarves don't want to be friends with us anymore. They've decided to make a non-aggression pact with a rival of... Or, why do I keep saying non-aggression pact? A defensive pact with a rival of ours. If I didn't care for the influence I was gaining, I would have actually broken the, or ended my rivalry with the Democratic Crusaders over there, but, it's useful. This place has Betharian, doesn't it? Pretty sure that's why it's popping up. Yes, it is. Let's go ahead and get the Betharian plant, because that'll be helpful. Ooh. 4 technician jobs. Thought it was just 1. I thought that's what the patch notes said. This is still 2.2.2. Lots of 2s in that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the patch notes said Betharian plants give 1. But then again, last time I looked at them, they were the beta patch notes. That might have changed with the release version of the patch. You're still just equivalent, right? Yep, okay, good. Wonderful. Okay, let's go ahead and build anchorages there. We do not yet have the whatever it is building that makes anchorages better by giving them +2. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you to just go there instead rather than straight to Seoul. Just so that the only routes that go to Seoul are the ones that directly connect to. It makes it a little bit easier, at least for me, to manage the trade routes. Find out where issues lie. I should probably start claiming these guys' stuff. Oh, okay. Looks like I am actually going to need that second fleet anyway. Because the Syndicate have proceeded to go and make a defensive pact with the Hive Mind to our north, who are equivalent to us in fleet power. So yes, I'm going to need that second fleet just to make sure these guys don't enter my systems.
System resources analyzed.
How much would it cost to have you guys go and raid the Hive Mind? Just out of general curiosity. 3,000. Is that worth it? Well, we're not going to war for a while, so probably not. But shortly before we declare the war, yes, it might be worth it. It'll at the very least draw their fleet away for a little while. But there was one thing I want to look at. Do I want to do capacity overload? I mean, we have a ton of energy credit storage available to us. We're only 1/10 of the way there. It might be worth it. Yeah, we'll figure it out later. Well, yeah, we actually already did find Democratic Crusaders. Right over here, they're rivals of the Japanese dwarves. Actually, I'm curious, do they have any good insults for them? No. Sadly, the game doesn't have any particularly great insults for these guys. Kind of wish it did. Kind of wish it could take into the fact that the name of my empire is the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, and, you know, use that to come up with some good stuff. But nope. Sadly, Paradox doesn't look like they decided to create special insults based off of certain empire names. But yeah, these guys don't border us, luckily at least, so we don't got to worry about them. And the dwarves are kind of failing at fortifying their border.
Construction finalized.
Because, I mean, they can... There's 2 very good systems that they could use to jump through. And both of them give pretty quick paths to the capital. The AI has actually expanded quite a bit. I'm only just getting started on my 3rd colony, and the AI is running around with, let's see, you have 2, you have 3, 2, you have 9, you have 3, you have 5. Yeah, some of these AI are expanding very quickly, which is a bit of a surprise for the AI. It doesn't typically do that. I wonder what the deal is there. Do I want to... Yeah. But we're already paying 14% extra maintenance on our ships. But honestly, it's probably worth it. We need the extra ships. And we'll sort out the impact that it'll have on our energy credit supply. I'm sure I can find stuff to sell. And besides, I can still do energy over. You know what? Yeah, screw it. Let's do capacity overload, and let's slap in a research grant as well. Yeah. Survey that system and then auto explore afterwards.
Anomalous readings detected.
Yeah, go ahead and check that out. It won't take you very long. There we go. Now we're bringing in a nice sum of energy credits again. Is the game focusing on destroyers right now, or no? Or are corvettes just expensive? Our corvettes are just a little on the expensive side. Getting that third colony up will help a whole hell of a lot. We really need that extra production of alloys in particular. But honestly, this world makes a perfect research world. I kind of want to just fill it up with research labs and get the extra, what is it, plus 5% to research from it being a research world. Well, I'm assuming that is a specialization, research worlds. Seems like it should be. If it isn't, devs need to work on that. I don't recall this event in the slightest. It's an old one, but I have not seen it in ages. I assume try to slow it down can potentially destroy your ship. I want to assume. I could be wrong about that. Attempt to hail it, I assume does nothing. Because I don't think it's actually manned. And get away from it is just a, well, you get nothing from it except some XP. Let's try to slow it down. What's the worst that could happen?
Construction finalized.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Or is this the one that gives you the 3 choices of red, green, blue? I don't think it is, because I certainly don't remember that first part for that event. The drone successfully intercepted the unknown object's orbit by latching onto the object and then thrusting in reverse little by little. The drone was eventually able to direct it to the Prax for retrieval. The object looks to be some sort of box constructed of alien material. Vein-like ridges meander along its sides, congregating at the top in some type of sphere-shaped mechanism. We can only guess at its content. Yeah, again, I don't recall this event in the slightest. Let's open it. Just make sure nothing latches onto your head when you open it. We don't need any facehuggers. Oh. Yeah, I'm sorry, game. Getting better sensors is a little bit more important to me than opening some random box we found orbiting space. Let's go ahead and bring you over here so that as soon as that system is done being surveyed, you can go ahead and build the outpost. And let's continue to go ahead and use up all our alloys to build up the second fleet. Are you almost done? No, you will be done in a year. Oh, in December. Wonderful. Okay, here we go. I might be able to find something for those specialists that are currently unemployed. I'm not actually producing any Unity, I think, from buildings outside of what is produced by the rulers. And enforcers, apparently, as well. Let's see. Earth is okay on amenities. It could be better, but eventually we'll have a resort world, so who needs a holo theater anyway? Yeah. Sure, let's go build this monument. We have 2 unemployed people that will give 2 jobs. They'll be re-employed doing something different. I guess maintaining the monument would be my guess. What is the... it's of course it's a clerk job for workers that is currently open. Robots can't do those. Droids... I believe droids can. Which is okay. Droids... I think I mentioned this in the past, I think in one of the recorded parts. If you're not careful when you research droids, you can potentially screw over your economy. Like, pretty handedly screw over your economy. Okay. Oh, wonderful. Somebody's expertise is the thing that we are currently researching in. We won't be able to... I think the Betharian power plant requires it to no longer be a colony. I think it needs to have a planetary administration. So it's okay that it's a little ways out before we can actually finish researching that. We actually have a couple of nice worlds to colonize in our borders. And if only I didn't need to go and spend all of our spare alloys on building up the fleet, I would gladly colonize those worlds. But we border 3 rivals, and 1 person that decided to be friends with one of our rivals rather than be friends with us. So, fleet's a little bit more important. Holy what the hell?
System resources analyzed.
So, the Democratic Crusaders decided to expand down this arm all the way over to here. So much so that their name for one has moved over there. Well, you guys are still my rivals, so I can't ask you if you met anybody new, but I assume you did. I mean, that's a good distance to explore. There has to be somebody over here that you now border. I don't actually recall how many people I set up here. Yes, my colony does indeed have some egalitarian beliefs, apparently. Looks like it's specifically in the rulers. From the looks of things. I mean, it's not too big of a deal. Egalitarian we can sort of live with, so long as they don't get too big. They're going to be one of the harder ones for us to please when it comes to factions. Let's see. How are they overall? They are 3%, and why are they growing? Because of high living standards. Apparently the game considers social welfare a high enough living standard for egalitarian, but I guess not high enough for it to spread that quickly. Although, I guess it makes sense. The game required you to be fanatic egalitarian if you wanted to have shared burden, which apparently most people use, or I guess want to use at least, when they decide to do space USSRs after Stellaris MegaCorp released. I'm not. If you're egalitarian at all, you are locked out of authoritarian. So I guess it depended on what kind of space USSR you wanted, but if you wanted to go with what most people think of, you kind of need at least, you kind of gotta have dictatorial, and you can't have that if you're any degree of egalitarian. So, ooh, some more Elgate insights. Wonderful. The Prax crew is excited to report an unanticipated find on the surface of Thotthog, I guess, 5A. God, some of these system names are weird. Like, they just threw letters together sometimes. Not only are they plentiful sand dunes on the planet composed of rare metal granulate, the sand itself is almost entirely composed of countless broken nanites. Ooh, more nanites. Just what we needed. These microscopic machines are millions of years old. Their structure degraded far beyond any chance for reactivation. While we cannot determine a source of origin for these nanomachines, the society that created them must have been highly technologically advanced. Science Officer Prax postulates that the nanites may have been used to terraform the surface of Thotthog 5A millions of years ago. Astounding. Also, okay, you said Science Officer Prax. Last I checked, our science ship is not a science officer. The science officer is Patkov. The game kind of screwed up there with grabbing the correct name. It grabbed the name of the ship, not the name of the officer. Let's see. How expensive are alloys now? Okay, they've sort of gone back down in price a little bit. Let's go ahead and sell 5,000 minerals, since we're sitting at the cap anyway. Let's go ahead and buy a ton of alloys. And let's go ahead and reinforce the fleet. Of course, the game's going to decide to build from the bottom up rather than the top down. I kind of prefer the top down when it comes to building, personally. But oh well. You are still equivalent. You are still equivalent. The Democratic Crusaders are superior in fleet. Although probably just barely, if anything. More people declaring the syndicate arrival. And the Japanese dwarves would be willing to join a war against them if I declared it. But I haven't claimed any of their stuff yet, so we're gonna hold off on that. Though, you know what? Let's get started. Let's start claiming their stuff. The claims don't disappear. This isn't EU4, luckily, so I can go ahead and claim just a couple of systems at a time every so often until the actual war is declared. What? Again, the AI doesn't know where to build good stations. Because as far as I know, that isn't collecting any trade value. Why is it there? They should have built it in Oscott, because then it would be on their border with me. But of course, the game, in its infinite wisdom, decided that was not a good place to build it. And yes, let's get interstellar fleet traditions so I can get the naval logistics office. So that I can upgrade the station in Akmal with it. $2,000 now. I didn't realize I expanded so much that the price was to increase. But okay, sure, yes, I can afford the 2,000. I'll take the research speed, thank you very much. 7 more months and I can actually see what the hell's going on in some of my neighboring systems. Well, yeah, we got the Japanese dwarves. We got a hive mind. I'm not quite sure who they would be, and same with the syndicate. Well, and then we got the plants down here. Not quite sure what they would be. Egalitarian, fanatic, materialists. Well, we are 1 for 3 at least. With the Japanese dwarves. Ooh. What do you guys got? So you want me to give up 4 specialist pops in exchange for 1,000 consumer goods, of which I produce 12 a month. So 1,000 immediately is basically nothing. Yeah. Why would anybody accept that? Not interested, move along. That is a terrible deal. Okay, well now I'm producing 11, but nonetheless. It doesn't take me very long. Ooh! One of their ships was abandoned. Our starbase in the Slealu system reports that the Orla Memorial Caravan Fleet has evacuated and abandoned a decrepit ship, now in unstable orbit around the system's central star. One man's trash. Let's go ahead and check that out. Where is it? Okay, it is there. What do you need? Construction ship? Yes, construction ship. Okay. Let's go ahead and send you over there. Take care of that. Figure out what we get for it.
Anomalous readings detected.
I don't actually know. When I've done that, I think I've only ever gotten some sort of tech, or maybe it's resources. I don't recall. Maybe the game will give me the ship. We manage to repair it, and we get a free something. It could be a destroyer, a cruiser, I don't know. But let's see what we get.
Planetary worksite established.
Wonderful. Now we need a governor. Is anybody here good? We have adaptable, environmental engineer, and adaptable. However, both of you are already over halfway through your lives. So when it comes to it, you are the best choice overall. Okay, none of these are great choices, but that one is a governor, female. Let's go ahead, slap in the name. Open up the wrong window. And capitalize the last name. And there we go. So we have just recruited Garpech Krusnov, who's going to be leading our new colony on Gralsk. What is with some of these names that we get for planets? which will probably end up being mostly a research world. We'll see. I'm pretty sure that is one of the planetary specializations. Now I gotta check this just to make sure. Yes, Tech World is indeed a specialization. So that's probably what that's gonna end up being. With a Betharian power plant on it, of course, because it does have Betharian stone, and I gotta take advantage of that wherever it exists. What is with this raiding fleet? Where are you going? Ooh, somebody has sent a raiding fleet out against the... Well, maybe they didn't send it out. Maybe these guys just refused to pay. Either way, there's a raiding fleet now going for the plants. I've only had this event succeed once. So, let's see. The Ransomer's emergency buoy. An emergency transmission buoy floats in gentle orbit around Vorotia 3A. Its outer casing is heavily damaged, seemingly by glancing weapons fire or powerful explosion. It might be a human model for civilian ships designed to be ejected as an emergency measure should the comm system fail, but the extent of the damage makes it impossible to know for certain. It is repeating a weak, distorted signal. Let's clean up the transmission. That means you go clean up the transmission. Sure, Gabriel, if you want to go ahead and give your character some backstory, you can feel free to do that.
Construction finalized. Construction complete. Special inquiry concluded.
Let's see, Ransomer's SOS. Human authorities, identify yourselves. Hello? This is the captain of the Luxian, a human civilian transport. Former captain. The Luxian is gone. We were boarded by pirates and taken captive before they blew up the ship. Who captured you? Well, they said pirates, so it's pirates, obviously. I think they call themselves the Ransomers? The Ransomers? At any rate, they're a vile bunch. We'd all be dead already if they didn't think they could get something for us from the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. I've overheard them discussing their demands. Okay, so we can go and rescue them. Or just say, you guys are on your own. Let's see if we succeed this time. If we do, I think you get a bunch of influence, I think it is. Or maybe it's unity, I don't recall. And I think a empire modifier temporarily for rescuing these people. So, we'll try. Oh, thank you, General Secretary. We're being held in some space station, but I have no idea where we are beyond that. I will increase the transmission burst now. It should let you triangulate the location of this prison from the emergency buoy. Position recorded in situation log. Let's see, where is it? And it is way the hell out there. Let's see, UV lasers, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna go for the UV lasers. Let's go ahead and slap the better sensors on. I don't know what the chances are of succeeding with that event.
Ships upgraded.
you guys can now actually go there yourselves, or at least you should be able to.
Ships upgraded.
Yep, go ahead and check that out. Okay, that debris is going to be there for a good long time. Let's sell some of those. Buy some of that. I need more of those. Let's upgrade that to a Starhold. I could use the extra trade income it would bring in.
Construction complete.
Okay, found a moon that has a little bit of energy on it apparently. Why are you guys going through them? Well, yeah, I guess that is technically the safest route, at least, to get to their capital.
Construction finalized.
God, some of these texts are taking forever to research. Continue getting all of the corvettes.
Anomalous reading.
It's about to say destroyers.
Together we will build a brighter future.
Wonderful. We're gonna go and get the better thrusters.
Anomalous readings detected.
Yeah, feel free to check that out. Okay, our actual fresh new colony has xenophobe and egalitarian for its 2 pops. Let's go with building a housing district.
Construction finalized. Construction complete.
You know what? Let's investigate those guys real quick. Well, relatively quick. What are you doing? You are just hanging out there for now, apparently. Okay, don't know why the audio seemed to cut out there for a second. Yeah, go ahead and check out that anomaly. We have found an ancient life pod. Gives us some free society research. You guys have better hyperdrives. Apparently, I kept the game paused. I thought I unpaused it. That would explain why nothing was moving. No matter how many times I play Paradox games, I always manage to do that. Okay, we are almost done with the Corvettes. Silicon life forms give us some extra minerals.
System resources analyzed.
Always good.
Special inquiry concluded.
Likely due to the vessel being a civilian transport, the shipboard databases were not fully scrubbed as part of the decommissioning process, so while nothing else of value was found aboard the ship, our data scientists have managed to recover partial references to unknown alien technologies. Excellent. Modular engineering. I'm pretty sure that's the tech that gives you, what is it, decreased station module and building module costs. Or did it give me this? It might have given me this because... Okay, game. You realize you said modular engineering, right? Well, I'm not seeing modular engineering.
Construction finalized. Special inquiry concluded.
Space amoebas. Let's study them. You get more stuff for studying them, generally speaking. But not right now, because it's going to take 41 months for that, and quite frankly, I don't care.
Anomalous readings detected.
Sure, go ahead and do that. It's only 180 days. Really, game? You're gonna give me the dimensional portal event on my brand new, well, it's not really brand new anymore. It's about 2 years old. Almost, actually, it's exactly 2 years old. Colony that I'm planning to make into a research world. So this is a new event that comes with 2.2. There are 3 possible outcomes from this event. One where I don't think you really gain anything from it. Oh, no. So one gives you a tech that I don't know if you can get any other way. The second one gives you a different universe that you can trade with, and they're in a war with some creatures or something or other. Apparently, depending upon how well that war is going, decides how much stuff you get. I think it's trade value it gives you, but don't quote me on that. And then a third one that gives you dark matter. And honestly, dark matter is not a resource that I've ever had problems having enough of. Mostly because you only use it with Fallen Empire technology. And by that time, I typically have a lot stockpiled because I tend to have multiple black holes with dark matter within my borders, giving me dark matter. But nonetheless, what can only be described as a dimensional portal has been discovered in a remote location on Goralsk. Weather prediction algorithms noticed a strange air current, which was eventually determined to be caused by the slight leakage of atmosphere into the portal. The rate of loss is far too small for it to make any difference to life on Goralsk, but the very existence of this portal raises some disturbing questions, such as where does it lead to, and could something come through the portal from the other side? I've never had anything come through it, so I think that's just a trying to scare you sort of thing. 23 months to research that. You know what? It might be worth it, especially if it gives us the tech. Well, I would probably butcher trying to say happy birthday or congratulations in Portuguese. But sure, I can give it a try. So, let's see. Adoro piroca. Again, I probably am a decent distance off. I don't speak Portuguese. A little bit of Spanish, but not really fluent. Months to crack that open. No thanks. Why does it feel like the game's clustered a lot of people in our region? I'm kind of getting the feeling the game decided to just go and cluster a bunch of the empires around us. stranded scientist. Never had this event. The wreckage on the asteroid X9397 is the remains of a vessel belonging to a now stranded scientist, Lemathra, identifying themselves as belonging to the hitherto unknown blank species. Great job, game. From amidst the wreckage, she somehow managed to contact Aksina Shayov, the science officer stationed aboard the... God, I really should just rename that. And is requesting to be rescued. She explains that her collision was due to malfunctioning navigational sensors and that she has been unable to leave the asteroid for several years. She claims her scientific knowledge to be without equal and that she would be a valuable asset. She points to her survival as proof of that. Well, no reason not to let you join us. What's the worst that could happen? Leaders, let's see. You are actually pretty decent, yes. We're gonna go ahead and have you replace the current physics scientist.
Construction complete.
That no longer needs to be a no-go since the Syndicate cleared it out. They're still equivalent. You are still equivalent. Let's sell more food. We got quite a bit of food coming in.
Construction finalized.
We can stand to sell some of it. The recent scientist edition, Lemathra has put her knowledge of technology to good use. Her shared insights have pushed our physics research to new heights. Our research into technology is furthered. Ooh. Thank you, game. You just gave me tier 3 sensors for free. Let's go ahead and slap those onto our ships. No reason not to. Beyond the fact that it makes our ships more expensive, which means it's going to take longer to get that final Corvette for the Zensk fleet. But honestly, that was going to take quite a while anyway.
Ships upgraded.
Wonderful. Now, I need to do something to get more alloys production. Governor leveled up. Wonderful. You are almost there. I will probably be ending this stream. Let's see. Well, let's see. How long has it actually been going for? Almost 2 hours. Yeah. I think I'll end this stream once we're done with the Ransomers event chain here. Which I think we got once before, actually. Now that I think about it. Although maybe I'm remembering wrong. I've got a number of saves going all at the same time. So I might be just confusing this with a different save. Yeah, well, some of the Japanese dwarves really aren't going to be getting along very well. They keep doing things with our rivals and others. Really wish they would stop. Well, either way, I think very soon, potentially the next stream, we'll see, we will be going to war with the Syndicate. Oh, and our governor on Earth has apparently become corrupt. Wonderful. Just what I needed. You're fired. No, damn it. You're fired. I'm replacing with somebody else who isn't corrupt. Mostly because I don't feel like dealing with it. What is with all the defensive packs, people? Sure, I'm building up a second navy, and it's only 58 years into the game. Or a second fleet, and it's only 58 years into the game. That doesn't mean I'm planning to go to war. Okay, I think this is their only fleet. If they're supposed to be equivalent to us. It is 1.2k. So it's not particularly powerful, and it is comprised entirely of corvettes. So I don't know if it's a case of they haven't researched destroyers, or they have, but they've decided to go with 30, or I guess upwards of 30 corvettes. Either way, all the corvettes is a little weird. And we are at the point where we're going to have to buy small amounts of consumer goods. Well, no, actually, you know, we've got a decent stockpile. And I didn't mean to sell. The pirate base, while fairly inconspicuous, is obvious when you know what to look for. A fleeting confused formation slowly drifts out from behind the repurposed mining complex. They were obviously not expecting company. It's open communications. The captives need to be ready. Hello again, General Secretary. I take it human ships are the cause of all this commotion. Our hosts seem about ready to leave their posts. Boarding this place would probably end badly for everyone involved, but if you attack the base directly, I think we can make a break for one of the lifeboats. Please try not to blow us up on our way out. Very well. Let's go ahead and take care of these pirates. And we got... Okay, clearly I was remembering wrong. Apparently the one that gives you the tech also gives you dark matter production. So we have the Null Void. The dimensional portal on Geraltsk leads to a dimension of pure entropy. It is difficult to even get sensor readings because the very energy of our pings is rapidly dissipated. Our best theory is that this Null Void is a dimension where the majority of zero-point energy is negative, and so any positive energy, which was once present, has long since been used up. Knowing this, it might be possible to construct a weapon which can use the Null Void's energy destruction offensively. Fascinating. This gives us access to the Null Beam, which is very good at taking out shields. Also, I'm pretty sure that was a human. Apparently, one of these pirates way out here was one of ours. As the pirate base slowly tears itself apart in a savage chain reaction instigated by our military vessels, the search for the captive crew of the Luxion begins. If they made it to a lifeboat, they should be attempting to hail us by now. Scan all frequencies. General Secretary, this is the crew of the Luxian. The plan went off without a hitch. Once you started bombarding the base directly, the guards took to their ships, and we were able to break down the cell door. The lifeboats were unguarded, and it seems you kept the pirates busy enough that they did not care much about our escape. Welcome home, jailbreakers. So, with the crew of the Luxian safely on their way back to Earth, disaster has been averted. The Soviet people are sure to glory in the decisive actions of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics General Secretary. The situation with the kidnapping ransomer pirates, as well as the pirate band itself, has come to an end. Some questions remain, mainly relating to the much larger piratical navy that the captives claim to have seen through portholes shortly after their capture, but considering the circumstances, it can safely be assumed that the threat appeared to be much greater than it actually was. The ransomers are over and done with. I wonder. I've never had that event to go anywhere beyond that, so I'm just gonna assume that, yeah, that is just a case of the threat seemed much larger than it really was. You go ahead and do that. How long would it take you to research the null void beam? 13 months. See, that is 6 to 16. Okay, technically UV lasers are better when it comes to overall damage, but this will tear through shields very quickly. So both are definitely worth having. But the null void beam will always be there until we research it. So let's finish with the UV lasers. We'll wait for this fleet to get back within our borders just for the hell of it, and then we'll save and call the stream there. The dimensional portal, if I recall correctly, is supposed to give you a certain number job every so often, but I don't recall how many pops it is. We'll get one at 40 pops, okay. Yeah, go ahead and check that out. Oh, we're getting spiritualists here apparently now as well. Wonderful. Just what we needed. Why are your civilian ships? I'm rivaling you, aren't I? No, apparently I'm not. I thought I was rivaling you. Evidently, I was wrong. I probably should rival you, actually. So, okay. Game, you claim I have 3 rivals. Okay, yes, I do. Never mind. Yes, I did go and rival the plants. So, let's go ahead and end our rivalry with the Democratic Crusaders. Just because they don't border us, so it's sort of whatever. We'll rival you. I believe that actually decreases the cost to claim stuff. Yes, it does. Let's go ahead and claim a couple of your systems. We're generally going to go for stuff that doesn't have a planet right now. Or a colony, rather.
Construction complete.
You go ahead and build that. And then go over there and build that. We are paying quite a bit on ship maintenance. In fact, if we didn't have capacity overload active, we would actually probably be losing energy credits right now. So, let's see. Ion thrusters are 30, well, we'll just round it up, 40 months out. UV lasers are 20. We really need interstellar fleet traditions to be completed so that we can get that naval logistics office. Okay. Floating on the outskirts of the debris field around 234863 is the pitiful form of a crumpled up science vessel of unidentifiable origin. The presence of bite marks and digestive fluids on the hull suggests it was chewed up, then regurgitated by some large predator. Ironically, the ship's crew were on a culinary odyssey of their own, in search of new exotic delicacies when they themselves ended up on the menu. They had rated a staggering number of life forms on everything from nutritional content to chewiness. Among their top picks were the, I'm not going to try and pronounce that, Confederation. For their juicy ascus and spicy temperament, we have earned a mediocre placement at the bottom of the list thanks to the stringiness of our flesh and the lackluster quarry we make. Some like to play with their food. Looks like they finally met their match. More Federation builders. And these guys are fanatic pacifists. How about you tell me about the people around you? Let's see. Lots of people here. Let's see. So we have met the Aboan Council, fanatic, authoritarian, and spiritualist. The way forward lies in our hand. We have met ruthless capitalists, trade league. And these guys are actually surprisingly militarists. We don't generally have very many of them. We will not be held back. Another trade league. These guys are peaceful traders. We will not be held back. And fanatic xenophile. Fallen Empire. Okay, well that should be pretty much everybody down in that region of space, I assume. Should be somebody out over here, we just haven't met them yet for whatever reason. But we should eventually. Kind of surprised the Democratic Crusaders haven't run into them yet.
System resources analyzed.
Okay, we have an unemployed worker, I assume because a robot got recently built and took your job. In that case, let's go and build another generator district. I'm probably going to get rid of these agricultural districts, though. They're not really needed. But that is going to be it for this stream. Our fleet that went and dealt with the ransomers has finally entered our borders again. Actually, they're a decent little ways through that system, in fact. So, I will see you all the next time I stream this, which will probably be next Friday or Saturday, depending. Generally speaking, I'll be streaming this at around 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Fridays or Saturdays. So, yeah, next time this gets streamed will probably be the 18th. But we'll see. It could be sooner, depending on how I'm feeling. But until next time, goodbye and farewell. Let me make sure I save, because it would kind of suck if I didn't.